there has been a ongoing power blackout in Western Cuba, and I mean it's a big area, and they're blaming it on a failure of a substation, of electrical substation. What happens in communist countries is that there's always a big brain drain. Anybody who can get out of these countries do, and even if they don't, in a communist country, nobody has the incentive to achieve. When you punish your producers, you punish the people who have capabilities to run things that our modern world enjoys. You don't get good results. And this power blackout in Cuba, and amongst other things in Cuba, the systematic breakdown of the infrastructure that's been going on for, ever since Castro took power in 1958, I think. I don't remember the year, but anyway, this is the dream of Karl Marx. Karl Marx was essentially, he was a total loser. The guy was just a bum, and he wanted equality of result. He was always complaining he wasn't getting paid enough, and really he didn't do anything. He just fathered illegitimate children. He was lazy. He was sloppy. He treated people around him very poorly. He was full of envy, and he was sort of clever, but even in the day, there were a lot of criticism of his so-called quote works, which is really just an economic interpretation of Hegel's philosophy of this, thesis, antithesis, synthesis. So it's applied to historical groups. I've talked about this in previous videos about German historicism and German idealism coming from Immanuel Kant, this obliteration of reason, because they wanted to save the ethics of altruism. Well, here's the results in Cuba. Cuba is not a very nice country. It doesn't have to be that way. I mean, it could be a great place for tourism. There are oil deposits around the island, and it's in some parts of it, it's fantastic agricultural land as well. Essentially, it's got the same climate as either Mexico or southern Florida, but it's so mismanaged, and I mean, it's nothing to laugh about, but these people that promote socialism, this is what they don't understand, that's what they're getting. They're going to get a brain drain, and there's not going to be the incentive to maintain the infrastructure that people just take for granted.